Good afternoon, everyone. I would love to speak today on the finance sector. Whether it's banking, investing, taxes, real estate, or insurance, does anyone here have friends or family that work in the finance sector? What do you know?
My mom, she works in finance.
Oh, yeah, my dad used to, he has his entire career in banking, but it was long back ago, so, yeah. There weren't any computers, but, sorry,
Yes.
this is time.
Well, thank you. Even if you don't know someone, each and every one of us have a strong relationship with the finance sector. But before I get into that, I want to establish who I am and my relationship with it. My name is Bennett Plum. I was born and raised in Wisconsin. I'm currently an IAM, or Identity Access Management Engineer, with Northwestern Mutual. I started my IT career fixing everything from software to hardware, and now I do IAM engineering. I work at Northwestern Mutual, located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We're a finance, investing, and insurance company. I also attend Waukesha County Technical College, where I'll graduate this year with my Associate of Science in Cybersecurity degree. Now, I love IT. Everything I do is IT for my work, my job, my free time. My best friends have me doing the polar opposite. We go camping, ATVing. They want to do lawnmower racing, and we have an ice fishing trip up north planned next month. It's a little Wisconsin thing.
How much to do in Wisconsin.
Now that you know about me, I want to speak on the importance of the finance sector. Investopedia, the world's leading source of financial content, states the financial sector is the primary driver of a nation's economy. And when the sector is strong, the economy grows. I believe that the finance sector has a net benefit to all other sectors, whether it's aviation, health, finance, transportation, communication, and the rest. It supports the livelihood of these sectors as well as accelerates them. We must secure financial systems to protect the livelihood of honest, hardworking people across the nation and uphold confidence in the prosperity of our economy. Unit 42, as Becky stated earlier, took my quote. Financial service companies are 300 times more likely to be targeted for cyber attacks than any other company. So not only is this field crucial, but also under heavy fire. So let's dive into how to safeguard and future-proof these systems. First, we must start by understanding the intricate systems that make it up. We see multiple different attempts to fuel financial services, from cloud environments that are growing by the quarter. They're training AI models, holding critical data, running Active Directory, just hosting entire operations. On top of that, banks are investing in Web3 technologies. We see banks such as American Express and BMO investing in blockchain to process payments on a secure network. On-premise servers are still very popular. They're either run solely or in addition to these other environments. And in fact, mainframes are still heavily utilized. In fact, 30 billion transactions are run on mainframes every single day. 80% of the world's business data is held on them, and 90% of all credit card transactions run through them. All of these environments make up the intricate conglomeration that fuels the financial sector. Now that we understand them, we have to learn every single bit from the data islands. We can do so using a cutting-edge technique, attack surface management. Now, Palo Alto Network defines it as the process of identifying, managing, and monitoring all internal and external internet-connected assets for potential attack vectors and exposures. Not only do they find it, but they also offer a solution. Cortex Xpanse handles attack surface management as well as learns and responds to attacks using a company's automated playbook. A playbook is a crucial tool to any security company's posture. At its core, it captures the tactics, techniques, and procedures of today's adversaries. It is a tailored guide on how to handle situations in your environment. Sun Tzu writes in The Art of War that every battle is won before it is ever fought, because the key is preparation. And the key to preparing for the cyberspace is a playbook. Companies can share threat intelligence among one another, fostering a community that shields against today's adversaries. Because if threat actors are learning from one another, why shouldn't we be doing the same? I believe moving forward, we can put more work into threat intelligence sharing within the finance sector. All companies have something to offer when knowledge is what keeps you ahead. We can share hashes, IP addresses, adversary motivations, trends, or just Splunk rules. For companies looking for intelligence within the finance sector, we offer FS Isaac, or Financial Services Information Sharing and Analysis Center. It offers members threat intelligence, a platform to share their knowledge on, and exercises to better their company. An additional resource I would recommend is VirusTotal. It boasts over 50 billion files in its data set, in which you can compare your infrastructure's files to identify malware. On top of that, they offer a sandbox in which you can execute files and identify malicious actions. Both of these resources will keep any financial company aware and ahead of today's trends. Now, technology is constantly evolving, and it's important to keep up with today's innovations. I believe artificial intelligence should be on every C-level's mind. In the finance sector, it can help operations. It can upgrade customer service, assist advisors, or work with data to form unseen trends. It can not only help operations, but also help security. Darktrace is a cybersecurity company that utilizes artificial intelligence for scanning. They can detect and prevent ransomware attacks, but in the case an attack does happen, it can respond and recover systems back to full operations. Darktrace writes on a scenario where their products were highly effective. During a scanning incident, they detected unusual SSL-C2 activity. It determined this through the following variables: destination rarity and JA3 unusualness. Essentially, a unknown destination was forcing traffic and trying to make a connection. After beaconing was detected, they determined it was a malicious connection, and they blocked the destination. This was all done automatically, being utilized by artificial intelligence. Companies who don't utilize today's innovations will become increasingly outdated. Not only that, but they will also be unknowing to the other side of the coin, because our adversaries are using AI. Alex Holden, a Milwaukee founder and CISO of Holden Security, states that AI chatbots could serve as future ransomware negotiators. They could formulaically preset demands, initiate timers, and respond based on a victim's actions. I believe we're going to see an uptick in human-focused attacks from AI. Unit 42 writes in their 2023 ransomware and extortion report that about 10% of all extortion incidents happened in the period covered did not involve encryption. Essentially, there was no ransomware. It was just extorting the companies. I predict an increase in adversarial bandwidth. Not only will they be able to execute more complex attacks, but also attack more companies at once. With that prediction, I think phishing is going to be much more complicated. All mediums of phishing, whether it's calls, texts, emails, messaging, social media, will become much more advanced and much harder to trust. There will be no typos, no grammatical errors, and even a personal spin. Artificial intelligence can utilize OSINT and make any phishing attack a spear phishing attack in seconds. At my previous company, we handled a phishing campaign where business email compromise occurred. A user was compromised, and interesting enough, all of his email rules were changed, so he was unable to email out about the attack. In that scenario, he was able to call us, and we handled the situation. However, imagine the scenario where an artificial intelligence compromises a computer and blocks all sort of communication. This is what makes zero trust architecture very important. If a user is compromised and unable to be handled, we need the scope of damage to be at a minimum. Microsoft Security defines their approach to zero trust as zero trust teaches us to never verify, always check access. Any access request is fully authenticated, authorized, and encrypted before giving access. Palo Alto Networks goes beyond Microsoft's definition. Not only do they verify access, but also users, devices, and transactions for identities and infrastructure. They do so using their following products: Cortex XDR, their detection and response platform; Prisma Cloud, their cloud-native application platform; Cortex XSIM, their AI-driven security platform; and Palo Alto's notorious next-generation firewall. The combination of these products creates consistent security across all infrastructures and are designed for the complex environments of the finance sector. The finance security sector is very important to me, as well as the other securities, as well as the other sectors. I'm happy to be where I am today because I'm passionate about cybersecurity and interested in every innovation that comes from it. To conclude my recommendation, I think all companies need to understand their attack surface, work on sharing more adversary information among one another, develop a customized adversary playbook, utilize artificial intelligence, and work towards a zero trust infrastructure and mindset. Quoting the Senior Director of IAM at Northwestern Mutual, Rohit Agnihotri, today's best practices lead to dead ends and technical debt. The best paths are new and untried. This saying, we need to keep an innovative and adaptive mindset moving forward so we can stay ahead of adversaries and protect assets well into the future. Thank you.